another day of Star Citizen Anniversary Manufacturer Specials. Today, we are looking at Aegis Dynamics, and I just have to say, I love Aegis ships. They make so many warbirds, from the famous Penguin, that is the Avenger, to my personal favorite, everyone's best sharky friend, the Hammerhead gunship. I really love the manufacturer's aesthetic. I love their ships. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get in. Okay, Stealth Bomber, the Eclipse, the Reclaimer, the Avenger, Aegis Dynamics,
Hello,
or Aegis.
And welcome to day 4 of our 2948 anniversary special. I'm Sandy Gardner.
And I'm Chris Roberts.
Today, we continue to celebrate our community with our biggest free fly event to date. Throughout next week, we'll be featuring a different Star Citizen ship manufacturer every day and making all their flyable ships available to test fly for free.
Yes, so anyone with an RSI account can get into the game during the anniversary special and try out all 80 flyable ships, which is super cool. But today's featured manufacturer is Aegis Dynamics.
Yes, and to discuss their ships, here are John
Aegis,
Adam,
Aegis.
Kurt Tomei, and Jared Huckabee.
Yeah, which is right. Damn it, Chris. Damn you.
So we are here on day 4 of our 8-day anniversary special, exploring all the various manufacturers of Star Citizen ships. 136 ships. I counted them in break. There are 80 flyable, and today we are getting to the most prolific manufacturer of Star Citizen spaceships, Aegis Dynamics. So when I say Aegis Dynamics to each one of you,
Everyone's pronouncing it Aegis.
Military.
military, obviously.
Yeah.
Sleek. Sleek?
Yeah.
Okay.
Messer.
Yeah.
Lore guy.
Little in-game lore.
Seem to be almost like modern day military styling. That hasn't really progressed 900 years. You look at the Aegis ships in game versus modern day aircraft, and you can see the similarities. Where
The Eclipse.
yeah, the
Stealth bomber.
Eclipse. The Gladius is again very similar to things. It's got wings, which a lot of our spaceships don't have.
Hey, we retconned that when we introduced atmospheric flight and planets. Ships are supposed to have wings. It's not just because it looks cool.
Yeah, and from a lore perspective too, it makes sense that they do have kind of like this sense of this tie of kind of modern military ships, because they are one of the oldest ship manufacturers in game. They've been around for hundreds of years. So when I hear Aegis from a narrative perspective, I'm thinking about hundreds of years of history. They were basically, when the Messers took over, they became the favorite of the Messer regime. So they got all the military contracts, they got all the money to develop this technology and do all these things and really expand their line. And then when the Messers got deposed, obviously that company just gets kicked out the door. So a great way to tie it back in was like we just wrote into the lore that they were so well built, they were so good at what they did, that basically this culture among just kind of everyday citizens went to go and find these decommissioned military ships and start to repurpose them for hauling cargo or for just protecting themselves or for this or that. And that in and of itself led to a resurgence in the companies.
It's kind of unfair because, you know, they get the bulk of the ships, and so if you're a fan of the other manufacturers, you feel a little bit left out.
Why is that, John? Why so many Aegis ships?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Aegis was the first manufacturer that we actually developed the style sheet for.
That's just what I was going to say. Aegis was a style guide that we hit. We hit strong really early on.
I didn't actually know this.
A lot of those early ships, they were just almost like scattered concepts of here's a ship from this manufacturer, here's a ship from this manufacturer. Whereas with Aegis, we developed that style guide and sort of developed the family, with it. You can see the tie between the Gladius, the Retaliator,
the
Saber, the Vanguard, the Eclipse takes a lot of the Saber from it. So you have these, like, you can look at them all side by side and know they are the same family.
And then even the ships that kind of stretch what it means to be an Aegis ship, like the Avenger. You know, the Avenger one of the absolute most popular ships in our game. I think it's like number 3 in overall ownership in our entire community.
Space
I mean,
Penguin.
that Space Penguin. That Space Penguin. It's not just a good-looking ship; it's a good all-around ship.
For such a small ship, it
got
is
a lot in
capable.
there.
Yeah,
Of a lot.
and
It feels big.
especially because it also can incorporate cargo.
Yeah.
So that adds to it a lot.
From the first Aegis ship, the Avenger, to our most recent edition, the Hammerhead.
My baby.
The Hammerhead went live with Alpha 3.3, and like,
My
I don't think
baby.
you see a Star Citizen stream or YouTube without seeing multiple Hammerheads out there just pounding on each other. How exciting was it to get basically our first taste of capital ship gameplay?
Yeah, it's not like quite a fully fledged capital
Yeah.
ship, but it's like the biggest combat like dedicated.
It's a Corvette.
have
It's
in
a
the game.
Corvette. Technically.
Had big ships in there. we
Technically
had
it counts.
Cruise ships in there, but yeah, this is the one that really promoted like all the turret gameplay.
What type of player would want to check out the Hammerhead? Who's the Hammerhead for?
It's for those guys that like to shoot things up. It's there to take the fight to people.
I think because of how effective the turrets are, it's for that type of person that also has a lot of friends that they can, join along the adventures.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point there. I want to talk about, I don't want this all to seem like sunshine and rainbows. The Hammerhead has some drawbacks.
Yeah.
It's the multi-crew gameplay. It's not something it's not a poor Adam here who,
Yeah, no,
usually plays by himself. He's not going to, maybe a Hammerhead isn't the right choice.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you're going to want friends with because it is just meant to go out there and get into the thick of it and wreck stuff.
All right, so I want to do some word association. Now, I want to throw out a couple Aegis ships since there are so many Aegis ships, John. I want to throw out some Aegis ships and just give me a one-word word association for you. Where's off the top of your head? Gladius.
Fighter.
Basic.
Send your letters to Kirk Tomaker, Vladimir Games.
The only reason I say basic is because I can't use more than one term, but basic all-arounder.
Very basic.
Basic all-arounder as far as combat ship is concerned.
Yeah, it's like your starter military.
Right,
ship.
it's great.
Something has to be where you
And
begin.
that's not a bad thing, too. It's
No,
something.
you don't think a Gladius being basic means it's not capable.
Right. No,
Yeah,
but and it's very singular in its purpose. You go out and you shoot things with it.
Okay. Vanguard.
That's very hard to put in. Like,
It is.
Just
Yeah.
one word. There's lots of things you could say about the Vanguard that.
I would
more
say
than one.
troubled, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, there's obviously the Vanguard's got a long story. The concept was quite well received, and then the in-game version of it was less well received, to put it one way.
Troubled. So yeah.
Troubled. There were a lot of reasons for why that happened. Quite a few we've talked about in the past, but I think when we go to do the variants, that we'll probably go back to the base Vanguard and do some little tweaks, like
Not a full rework.
not a full like put it all in the bin, start again job.
The Reclaimer.
Gigantic.
It is.
That has been an FPS killer.
Also, it's our major salvage
You
platform.
bring it in and everything just goes down through the floor.
On the roadmap for next year. So, and all right, let's go even bigger than the Reclaimer, the Idris.
Frigate.
All right. The railgun is a feature specific to the Idris.
Look
M
at that.
by default. Available during our anniversary promotion every year is the Idris P, which is a variant of the Idris M. Walk us through a 101, the differences between an Idris M and an Idris P.
It's like a lot of ships in our lore, they originally have a military purpose, and like real world, you can't.
Oh, that's
go to
beautiful.
The military and go, can I just buy this jet fighter, please?
No, that
I'm not going to use it for bad things, honest. But the Idris P is the civilian stripped down sort of not end of life, but surplus stock. So they take all the goodies off it and fit it out with other things. So it doesn't have the railgun as standard. It's got the hard point for it. So if you can find a size 10 railgun kicking around somewhere, you can throw it on and it will work again. So it loses the big ship-to-ship cannons on it. But to make up for that, it has 4 additional remote turrets, so they're all controlled from the bridge. So this thing has like 10 turrets on it of varying sizes.
Now, I'm gonna try something here. we got Drake coming tomorrow. We talked about the Kraken recently revealed at CitizenCon. But since the Kraken has been introduced, there have been a lot of Idris owners that have been kind of talking about, well, hey, they got the Kraken, what good is my Idris? And we made a lot of good arguments about the Idris M is, railgun is still going to take out a Kraken or whatever. But I'm hearing things about a possible aftermarket solution. Maybe Aegis offering something in addition to the M and the P. Adam,
Maybe they might be
Yeah.
working on something.
Kurt?
Out comes the KG.
I get told nothing.
All right. Well, all right. Aegis ships, 23 all told. If you had every Aegis ship in your fleet, and you could keep only one, what's the one Aegis ship you keep?
Hammerhead.
I'm gonna have to choose the Hammerhead because it is almost like a better version of the Retaliator as far as the multi-crew.
All the
Retaliator
Retaliators.
fans, send your letters to Kirk Tomei, care of Battlefield Games.
I'm gonna have to go the Avenger.
Avenger.
Yeah, just because
What?
that's how I'm gonna probably play. I'm gonna be by myself in a small ship going off, either tracking down some bounties or maybe picking up a box of cargo someplace.
Okay,
I'm
look,
not
you're
gonna
allowed to
try
like your
take on an
penguin,
entire
but
Vandal fleet by myself in an Idris. Don't really have any friends, so can't really screw it up.
I'm glad you
So,
finally admitted it.
Yeah, you brought me to that conclusion, Jared. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here with us. This is day 4 of our anniversary special. We'll be back tomorrow with Drake Interplanetary, and I'm going to bring the Kraken up. I'm going to try one more time and see if I get something better next. No. All right, thanks so much, guys.
okay. So, Aegis Dynamics, as they've said very clearly, it was the first ship manufacturer to really get a solid design idea of this is what the ships are. And they are one of the premier military producers, from the Avenger and the Gladius to the Vanguard to capital ships like the Idris and the Corvette that is the Hammerhead. It is a very functional manufacturer. There's a lot of things to like about it, especially if you like things with a lot of guns attached. As I've said before, my favorite ship of theirs, and currently actually the only one I own, is the Hammerhead Corvette. So that is obviously my favorite for a multitude of reasons. But let me know in the comments section down below, what ship from Aegis Dynamics would you choose to have in your hangar if you could only have one of their ships, and why? Alternatively, what do you hate about this manufacturer? Let me know in the comments section down below. And in the meantime, everybody, fly safe in the verse, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everybody.